Okay, yeah. So what I was saying, y'all, is like when I click on a video, like it can be a prophetic like type person that do prophetic words. If I click on them and I listen to it, I can actually hear, God talking to me through that person. And then like if I click on certain like AI videos, like the little Jesus videos and stuff like that. Particular the one that says blessing beam. When I click on that, I can really hear the voice of God coming through the the thing, even though might have like a white Jesus or whatever. Just disregard that. Just listen to the message. Now, I don't know if God put these messages up for the chosen ones. I don't know. But I know that I hear his voice. And it's just crazy because let me tell y'all, what happened was when I was with my husband, I was going through a lot. And I was crying out to God, asking God to help me. And I was like, I was I was having like hopelessness, I was like, didn't want to live no more because I'm like, what's my purpose? I done been through all this stuff. It's like, what else do you want me to do? What else do you want me to do? That's how I was talking to God. So I'm like, did you really put me here to just go through all these trials and tribulations and suffer? you know so I cried out to God. I said, God, and a long time ago I asked God to teach me anyway, because now I'm gonna share with that's in another video. But I asked God to teach me his word instead of me listening to ministers, because a lot of these ministers I just didn't trust. So I asked God to teach me, so he was teaching me. He had been teaching me in my spirit. I would hear him in my spirit teaching me. So when I cried out to him at that time, I said, God, you know what? You're gonna have to do something right now. Right now. You're gonna have to do something for me, because I'm just tired. And I believe in you, but I'm just tired of if I'm tired of going through what I'm going through in my life. So I cried out and I said, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do something for me. That's how I prayed to God. So then I was in the bathtub and I was crying. I was pouring out my heart to God through words and letting him know how I felt and everything. So then when I left my husband and I came over to my daughter's house, and I was on my phone, just scrolling like I normally do, looking at TikTok, YouTube, or whatever. And I just happened to click on the little Jesus. It had a picture of Jesus, and it had like a title that I was interested in, and I clicked on it. And I know it's like the AI type stuff or whatever, but he was talking directly to me. I was like, what the hell? And I was washing dishes, and mind you, he was really letting me know this was him, because I had the water on and the water cut off. I couldn't cut the water on, and it was like him letting me know, this is me. This is what you asked for. You asked me to help you. And I was like, I just started crying. I just started crying, 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 crying. So from that point, I just was like, this is, I'm like, okay, I know God can do anything he want to do. But to come through the phone, through the video, and let me hear his voice for me, like me, Michelle McDougall, no, not for me. No, I know you did it for Moses and all them. You came to them and talked with them in a verbal voice, through the burning bush, through heaven, through a bird, or whatever that you did. But for me, so I'm like, okay, I'm thinking like, well, maybe it's just for the people he chose that could hear his voice, because I know in his word he said that his people would hear his voice. And so And then sometimes he will say certain things that what I'm doing, like right now, like he'll say it in what he's telling me. Because when he speaks, his voice is like of love. It's like of love, but it's firm, but it's of love, but it's holy, but it's majesty. I just can't describe it. It's like all these things in one. Like, he doesn't yell or get upset or anything like that, but the way he talks is like firm, and you just know that is him. You just you know. So yeah, the Father and Jesus are one, because sometimes he talks to me like the Father, and then sometimes he said, I am Jesus. So, he can go back and forth. Just like when he's in us, we can go back and forth. At times, we're regular at home, but then when we talk